Buffalo will now play 2 straight in Detroit as they're scheduled to face the Lions on Thanksgiving. The Bills will want to get back in the victory column this week after losing their last 2 games, and Buffalo currently sits 3rd in the AFC East behind the Dolphins and Jets, which make those 2 divisional losses even more of a factor. However, ESPN Analytics still gives them a 58% chance to win the division. Stephen A., do you see the Bills winning the AFC East?
I can still see it happening.
Yeah.
It's a challenge.
Yeah.
Miami has arrived. I love to see Tyreek Hill and Waller.
Yeah.
Baltimore and Cincinnati can't be summarily dismissed. Kansas City certainly can't be summarily dismissed. I think the Jets and the Patriots, one of them will cancel the other out. But, again, the Jets beat the Buffalo Bills. But you got Josh Allen, and even though he's made some mistakes throwing 6 interceptions over the last 3 weeks, 2 in each game, the reality is that nobody is going to deny that he's still a stud. Mm-hmm. And while we talk about the greatness of other receivers, let's not forget Stephon Diggs and how big time that brother is. Let's not forget about Gabe Davis and how big time that brother is. And so I look at it from that standpoint, and I say they're still in the thick of things. They still have a chance. This is a game that I think they need to win, obviously. But am I ruling the Buffalo Bills out? No, despite not liking what I've seen from them over the last few weeks. I'm still not ruling them out.
I am not ruling the Buffalo Bills out, but the Miami Dolphins are the best team in this division. And, you know, sometimes you got to just throw away all the things that you thought you knew about people when they give you new information. Thoughts have to evolve, theories have to evolve, and eventually you got to just talk about what you're seeing. The Miami Dolphins have not lost a game this season that Tua Tagovailoa has started and finished. No matter who they played, they've been better than the other team. And the reason we were so high on the Philadelphia Eagles is because they were just winning. It didn't matter who was on the other side. And that's exactly what the Miami Dolphins are doing. When you watch the way that Mike McDaniels and Tua Tagovailoa communicate and work together, it's the perfect marriage. And I thought Mike McDaniels was full of crap when he was on the plane and he was talking to Tua, oh man, I believe in you, woo, 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 woo. I thought that was coach speak. No, dude is dead serious. And now Tua Tagovailoa believes in himself. Tua Tagovailoa believes in that coach, and the team believes in Tua Tagovailoa. All that stuff Tyreek said in the offseason, that's why he keeps reminding us, because every time Tua plays, he reminds us too. It's a defense that's added Bradley Chubb, a defense that's getting healthier on the back end. The Miami Dolphins are the best team in the AFC East. And they get an opportunity to continue to prove it as the season goes along. They are getting better right now, and we are questioning the Buffalo Bills. Are the Buffalo Bills out of the question to win it? Absolutely not. When you got a quarterback this dang good and coaches that dang special, they will always have a chance to be in the race. But for me right now, in my money, I'm placing it on the Miami Dolphins.
Well, put mine with you. Put mine with you, RC. Let's double up because I'm right there with you with the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, man. Yeah. Look. The information that we gather. Oh, hit it. I like it. Hit him with the shoulders. Like, to your point, you made the point. What do you believe? Well, I'm going to believe what the hell I've been watching. And what I've been watching is the Miami Dolphins week in and week out being as explosive offensively as anybody. Tua, who we questioned and things we wanted to know and wanted to find out. Well, he done damn sure answered them questions right now as we sit here going into week 11. Mike McDaniel, to your point. But more importantly, there was a time, gentlemen, that I felt like the AFC East, when it came to the Buffalo Bills, teams felt inferior. Don't nobody care about the Buffalo Bills no more in the AFC East. The Miami Dolphins don't. The New York Jets don't. And look, that doesn't mean that the Buffalo Bills aren't difficult to play. That doesn't mean they aren't a really good team. And it wouldn't shock me at all if they ended up being the representatives in the AFC in the Super Bowl. Agreed. It would not shock me at all.
Agreed.
But the psychology of this division has changed. Do y'all remember the talks that we had leading into the season? It was so clear-cut that the Buffalo Bills were going to dominate the AFC East that we started talking about the AFC West and how good a football it was going to be when it came to the quarterbacks. We completely put this away into bed when it came to the Buffalo Bills. The Miami Dolphins said, no, sir, we're going to make these moves. We're going to pay $100 million to a wide receiver to become more explosive. While we already got one of the most underrated explosive wide receivers in Jalen Waddle, they go out and get Tyreek Hill. They make moves during the season to go get Mostert and bring in Jeff Wilson Jr. This front office,
and they running it too.
Mike McDaniel and everybody else in this organization with Miami said, oh, this quarterback way better than we thought he was. Oh, we ain't really that far away from the Buffalo Bills than maybe we even thought. But definitely we not as far away than the general public thought. And then the New York Jets with these young goons that I talked about on NFL Live. They don't care about how we felt about the Buffalo Bills. They didn't care what the Buffalo Bills did in the game against the Kansas City Chiefs when we raved about it being one of the greatest we've ever seen. The Buffalo Bills got to reestablish who they are in the AFC East. And I don't think Miami and New York, the New York Jets, going to get out of the way too easily.
Okay, there's a couple of things that need to be said. Number one was what y'all brought up and them making moves in the middle of the season. There is a gentleman by the name of Chris Greer. He happens to be the general manager of the Miami Dolphins. America, he is a black man who happens to be a general manager of a National Football League, just in case some of you out there actually care about diversity, particularly in the National Football League with a whole bunch of white owners who are very, very reluctant to give African Americans opportunities to make decisions in that regard. You got a man that's doing his thing right now in Miami with the Miami Dolphins. Secondly, Tua, they're absolutely right. 71% completion, 18 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions. Tyreek Hill, talking about his accuracy compared to Patrick Mahomes. Let me say this. Myself and anybody else who questioned Tyreek Hill, we all have to stand down. Because not only is the brother is Tua making him out to be true to some degree. Certainly he's not Patrick Mahomes still in my eyes, but he wasn't exaggerating about what Tua can do. But secondly and more importantly, Tyreek Hill is an MVP candidate. No question about it. A sensational season. And last but not least, I just want the record to show. It's not like I'm rooting for the Buffalo Bills. I mean, Buffalo or someplace close to South Beach. What the hell do you think I'm going to pick?
I knew it.
There are certain people that are rooting for the Miami Dolphins to continue to be as relevant as they are. It is good for a large segment of the population for the Miami Dolphins to be relevant. That's all I have to say.
Yes.
That's all I have to say.
Drive.
Oh, yes. People
Ocean
are
Drive, South Beach, yeah.
You know, I think a lot of folks.
Bay, you know, all that, you know. Last year during the Eastern Conference Finals, Celtics and the Heat, I wasn't depressed.
No.
I just want to say that.
I think a lot of folks in Buffalo right now wish they were in Miami.
I was not depressed.
Wish they were not shoveling all the snow up in Buffalo, Buffalo right now. You know, the Detroit Lions, being the team players that they are, actually tweeted out in response to the game being moved. They said, quote, important numbers are by the phone, lock up when you leave, and please don't break the tables. To the Buffalo Bills. I want to
applaud the Detroit Lions. I want to applaud the Detroit Lions for that tweet.
Yeah.
I wanted to applaud the Detroit Lions for that tweet. Do you know why? They gave us a reason to mention them.
Yeah.
They found something.
They did. All right, we gotta bump it here. We gotta bump it here. All right, still to come. Still to come on First Take. All right, the Nets continue to show promising signs, but do they have enough to make it to the playoffs? Big Perk is joining us and has a lot to say on that. And after another tough loss for Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, should Green Bay bench the 4-time MVP? We got Swagoo and Bart coming on